This is not a dream.
The world as you know it is about to end. In a sterile NASA lab, Dr. Aris Thorne stared at the data asteroid 2024 YR4 was on a collision course with Earth. The official story claimed a near miss, but the truth was a direct hit, covered up to prevent chaos. Thorne felt dread as he traced the asteroid's path. A cosmic bullet, 38,000 miles per hour, aimed at civilization. All attempts to stop it had failed. The public was told the threat had passed, but governments secretly prepared for the worst, choosing who would survive. Thorne, burdened by the weight of humanity, picked up a secure phone and called a trusted journalist. He knew this would cost him everything, but the world deserved the truth. "This isn't a drill," he whispered. "They lied to us, all of them." He explained the data, the cover-up, and the secret preparations for a chosen few. He wasn't just leaking information, he was sounding humanity's death knell. Silence greeted him on the other end, disbelief and horror hanging in the air. Thorne closed his eyes, picturing the asteroid, a silent executioner, indifferent to the fate of Earth. The countdown to impact had begun. The world was about to learn its fate, and there was no turning back.
My name is Sarah Jenkins. I took that call. I was a reporter, used to scandals, not extinction. When my encrypted phone buzzed, I expected a tip, never the end of the world. The voice on the line was calm, but the message was shattering. Asteroid, cover-up, 7 minutes to impact. He sent files, NASA documents, secret memos, real simulations. The impact zone, the mid-Atlantic ridge. The countdown clock read 7 minutes. Panic froze me. Who could I call? Everyone in power already knew. While we lived in ignorance, they built bunkers and chose who would live. Betrayal burned hotter than fear. My job was to tell the truth, even if it only lasted seconds. I hijacked the network's live feed. My terrified face appeared on millions of screens. "This is an emergency broadcast, this is not a test." I held up the leaked document. "The governments of the world have lied. Impact in less than 6 minutes, they all knew." The words tumbled out, a desperate plea for the world to wake up. The city outside was oblivious, but not for long. The countdown was real. The world was about to change forever. And I was the messenger. My broadcast shattered the illusion of normalcy. For a moment the world was silent. Then chaos erupted. Car alarms, screams, people flooding the streets in panic. The stock market crashed to zero in seconds. Supermarkets became battlegrounds, highways gridlocked as millions tried to flee. There was nowhere to run. The whole planet was the target. Online, fear and rage exploded. Betrayal by leaders was now undeniable.
Emergency broadcasts were drowned out by panic. Deepfakes showed leaders escaping to bunkers, confirming the worst conspiracies. The elite had their escape plan. The rest of us were left behind.
The sense of betrayal was as devastating as the fear. With 3 minutes left, a new star appeared in the sky. The asteroid, burning brighter than the sun. Birds scattered, sensing the end. My phone buzzed. A final image from Dr. Thorne. A snow globe Earth, its glass cracking. The countdown read 2:59. With less than 3 minutes left, the sky transformed. The asteroid blazed, casting harsh shadows even at noon. The air grew hot. A deep hum vibrated through the Earth, the atmosphere itself screaming. The power grid died, plunging continents into sunlit darkness. I watched from the studio window as the asteroid shed fiery fragments, a meteor shower of doom. On the streets, chaos faded to stunned acceptance. People stopped, looked up, held each other. In our final moments, humanity's divisions melted away.
The science played out in my mind. Vaporization, shockwaves, mega tsunamis, a new ice age. Civilization was about to become a layer in the geological record.
The countdown read 10 seconds. The hum became a roar. The window cracked. I thought of my family, the faces below, the strange calm that settled over me. The light grew blinding. I closed my eyes, took one last breath. The roar became silence. The world held its breath. 1. Impact. The world ended in a flash of impossible white. For a moment, every surface became a perfect mirror. Time stretched thin as the asteroid struck the Atlantic. A crater miles wide, trillions of tons of water and rock vaporized. The sound was annihilation itself, erasing everything for 1,000 miles. Then, darkness, absolute, deeper than any night. The sun vanished behind a shroud of dust and debris.
In the studio, I was thrown across the room. The city outside was gone, replaced by wind and darkness. The air tasted of sulfur, the ground shook endlessly, and a black toxic rain began to fall. This was extinction, not a quick explosion, but a slow, grinding shutdown of the planet.
In deep bunkers, the chosen few watched the world die, safe but alone. For them, it was a brutal beginning. For the rest, it was simply the end. The great filter had closed.
In the aftermath, Earth became a hellscape. Volcanoes erupted, ash and sulfur choking the sky. Temperatures plunged. The sun was a myth. Darkness, cold, and wind ruled the world.
Mega tsunamis obliterated coastlines, oceans turned acidic, and the great dying began. Life was dismantled layer by layer.
Survivors huddled in ruins, breathing through rags, fighting for scraps. Food and clean water vanished. The darkness was absolute. Humanity was reduced to its most primal state, clinging to life in a world of ghosts and shadows.
Yet life adapts. Survivors changed, eyes for darkness, bodies for cold, lungs for poison. Was this the end of Homo sapiens or the birth of something new? The planet was transformed, not dead, and perhaps so was humanity. A new world and a new beginning, if any could endure.
As the dust settles, 3 futures emerge. The first, total extinction. The impact winter lasts centuries, the ecosystem collapses, and humanity fades into silence. Even the elite in bunkers cannot survive a dead world. In 1,000,000 years, only a thin layer of iridium will mark our passing. The second mutation. Radiation and environmental pressures accelerate evolution. Survivors and their children change. New senses, new bodies, a new species. Humanity ends, but life continues as something else. The third, a test. As the final second ticks over, the white light fades, and I'm back in my chair. The city is peaceful. The countdown is gone. On my screen, simulation complete. Dr. Thorne's voice comes through a speaker. Congratulations, Miss Jenkins. You've completed the most advanced global threat simulation ever created. It wasn't an asteroid. It was a drill. A desperate test to see how humanity would react. A way to learn, to prepare, to prevent the real thing. The question is not how we die, but how we choose to live, knowing how fragile it all is. Our story isn't written in stone. The final chapter is still ours to decide. Which ending will we choose? That is the last terrifying mystery, and the only answer that matters.